About 3 years ago, I hated the way I looked. I was so insecure. I had no friends. I used to mask my insecurities with humor, trying to make people laugh so they would forget I was overweight. I would never take my shirt off. I was scared to talk to girls. Literally, I hated my life and I would cry every night just because of the way I looked. Then I got obsessed with tracking calories. I understood I needed to lose weight and I thought the bigger the deficit, the quicker I would lose weight. So I literally starved myself for 4 months. I went from 80 kg all the way to 55. And then I understood, okay, I need to actually build muscle mass as well. So I started getting into the gym in the sole purpose of building some mass, because it was not only about fat loss. If I wanted to look the way I wanted to, I needed muscle mass. And I made progress. I started seeing my muscles develop for the first time in my life, and my confidence was coming. I started liking the way I looked. I wasn't satisfied, but I was okay with the way I looked. But then I got a job at McDonald's, and that's where everything went downhill again. I started eating McDonald's 3 times a day, dirty bulking, thinking the bigger the deficit, the quicker I'd put on muscle mass, and I started looking like crap again. I was too fat. I didn't even look like I worked out. And I started hating myself again, started having anxiety towards showing my physique. Everything just came crawling back, and I hated it. Even my skin started getting so poor, and in terms of weight, I went to 55 kg all the way to 100 kg. And I remember taking these pictures thinking I'm gonna create like a weight loss or muscle gaining guide, and I looked awful in them. I was so insecure about the way I looked. But then I thought I had enough. I had to change the way I looked. So I started exercising, tracking my weight, tracking my food, making sure I was even doing my cardio every single day. And I started seeing progress. I started losing weight, seeing my abs. I started gaining confidence, all while having muscle mass. And that's where everything changed for me. I gained confidence. I started trusting the process. I started understanding it's just being patient. There's no magic recipe to building your dream physique. You just need to be patient, trust the process, trust it's gonna take time. And then the results started coming by themselves. I started loving the way I look. And it's not to say you need to kill yourself in the gym 6 days a week for the rest of your life. It's not. It's just to say I'm just a normal guy, and I was able to literally change my life around after making so many mistakes. So if you don't like the way you are, that's fine as well. Use it as an opportunity to change the way you look, to transform your life, to start being proud of the way you look, the person you are. Because for having done it myself, I can assure you, it's one of the best feelings I've ever had. So take this as a sign. If you fall on this video, actually start losing weight, building your dream physique. Just make sure you don't make the mistakes I made. Actually do things correctly. You'll save years of progress. And if you want to learn how I did it to make sure you don't make any of the mistakes I made along the way, just drop a follow now.